Hey there Wargamers, Jstncloud here with another video in my Tactical Tuesday series. In this video we will be talking about the Elite Choice section for the Tau armies, and it will conclude my analysis of the entries from the Tau Codex. So first and foremost, before us we have a Crisis Suit, Stealth Suits, and a Riptide. Those are the three Elite choices that are present in the Tau Codex, and I'm going to start my discussion with the Crisis Suit. So, if you're new to 40K, and maybe perhaps Tau looks like an army you'd want to get into for various reasons, maybe the aesthetics, you like anime, or you just want to play something for whatever reason. Or perhaps you are a veteran of 40K, but you're new to Tau. The Crisis Suit is definitely a catch-all in the Tau army. The Crisis Suit unit in particular can fulfill a variety of roles and has a variety of war gear options. This one obviously is not painted. I have not got around to it. However, you can see I have a couple of weapon options laying on my little cutting board here. And the reason these are here is I wanted to showcase that they're very easily magnetizable. There's a little magnet set in there. And he's got little magnets right here. So in terms of getting the most bang for your buck out of this model, particularly from the what you see is what you get perspective, the Crisis Suits lend themselves well to magnetization, and it's definitely nice to be able to pop off your weapons and put on the ones he actually has. In addition, if you're using different support systems, I've got a little place up here magnetized. This is generally I believe this is viewed as a shield generator. That's what it was when I made this in 5th edition. However, I kind of proxy this as whatever support system it needs to be. Whatever. But point still stands, you can magnetize that too. If you're using this in your army, this particular weapon here, the Fusion Blaster, is designed for anti-vehicle / highly armored stuff, maybe Terminator killer, something like that. This is a plasma rifle, is designed for taking out high toughness models, models with great armor saves and has decent range. I believe it's 24. My personal favorite loadout with this guy, though, is dual burst cannons. And if any of you who are watching this happen to be Tau players pre the new codex, you will remember that if you buy two in the old codex, if you bought two of the same system, it meant it was twin linked. That's not that way anymore. You have the option of buying the same system twice and using it 2 times. So with this variant, this particular Crisis Suit with dual burst cannons would be able to fire 8 shots, 4 per gun, which is phenomenal. The range on it's a little bit short. I believe it's 18. But the fact that the jetpack infantry, which everything here is a jetpack infantry, they have the ability to bounce during the assault phase. So you can move forward, shoot, and then roll and bounce away. So it helps keep them out of harm's way. In addition, if you guys had watched the Tactical Tuesday series, the video where I showcased the fast attack choices, you will remember that I said that a staple of the Tau army is the Pathfinders, and utilizing their marker lights in conjunction with the Crisis Suits and, in my opinion, burst cannons, you can throw down an amazing amount of firepower and have an amazing ability to hit. With Ballistic Skill 3, pop 2 marks on the unit, this guy's hitting on 2s with 8 shots, and that's just one Crisis Suit. If you're running a unit of 3, that's a lot. Really great. Of the 3 units here, I think all are valid choices. The edge probably goes to the Riptide. I'll explain that when I get to it, but if you like the aesthetics of any of these and you make your choice based off that, you can't go wrong. Crisis Suit, for a new player perspective, if you're trying to fill points to meet whatever point total your group goes with, you can definitely sink some points in anything here, but these guys are definitely good bang for your buck and bang for your points. So hopefully that analysis of the Crisis Suit was somewhat informative. Basically kind of focused on the weapon systems they have, but that's essentially what it is, a mobile gun platform. So anyway, moving on, and similar strategy, we have the Stealth Suits over here. Now, the key selling point to the Stealth Suits as opposed to the Crisis Suits, they do the same thing, being able to bounce, move, shoot, bounce, or move, shoot, move. Their toughness is 1 lower. These are toughness 3 versus the toughness 4 in the Crisis Suits. These guys, however, have an innate save. They have stealth and shroud. Unless they get hit by anti-cover, they're fine. If you have any kind of cover on the table, Aegis defense line, wreckage, ruins, a fence, anything, they get to add to that. So with Stealth Shrouded, they have a 4-up cover save in the open. If they get cover from anything else, it's magnified. So if they're in a ruin, which has got a 4-up cover save, and they've got Stealth Shroud, you're looking at 2s. These guys are amazing. They're hard to deal with if you don't have the appropriate weapons to take them out, and they're really good for harassing units that are holding objectives and maybe bouncing back there with this guy right here with the Fusion Blaster to take out a vehicle or two. Definitely great. Just like the Crisis Suit, I prefer using burst cannons on these. Jump forward, blast something, jump away. Again, they lend themselves well to the Pathfinder units, buffing their ballistic skill or lowering a cover save on a unit so that these burst cannons can get in and hit. The major reason why this guy is running a Fusion Blaster over a burst cannon for me is in the previous edition, this was my Chazvri, I think that's what they're called, basically the sergeant in the unit, and I upgraded him with that, and he's got this little extra thing on his back here, which I attributed to his support system quote, which I believe was a marker light of some sort. I've kept him that way. I don't really proxy him as burst cannons because it's nice to have that anti-vehicle shot slash something to punch a Terminator floating around in your army. So definitely not bad. And additionally, this is more of a cosmetic nature. You can really cheat, so to speak, when you're painting these. As you can see here, I have attempted to do a stealth effect. Let's see if I've got one that's got a little bit more going on. As you can see it. Here we go. I think this guy's good. You can see I did a stealth effect, so it looks like they're cloaking slash decloaking, or in the process of one or the other, into the color of the base. So from the cheating perspective, painting-wise, speed, which is kind of funny, looks cool, but half this model is the color of the base. So I kind of cheated because I didn't have to paint half of it. Honestly, some of it was painted and I sprayed over it, but the point still stands. If you're trying to achieve a similar effect, you can get these guys painted and get them on the table pretty quickly because you can cheat and half the model could be the color of the base if you're doing that. So other than that, I think these guys look really cool. If you guys watched my Tactical Tuesday video showcasing the HQ choices, if you run Shadow Sun, she can attach to these, infiltrate with them, and cause a lot of mayhem jumping around and shooting things. So definitely a good choice. They don't have the versatility the Crisis Suits do, but they have the innate survivability with their Stealth Shrouded due to the Stealth Suit. So it's kind of, what do you want? Do you want to invest the points in the Crisis Suits to give them longevity? You know, whether it be the shield generator or the stimulant injector, which is feeling no pain, or if you want to give them weapons, it's kind of which role do you want them to fill in your army. These guys are more specific in getting up close, whereas the Crisis Suit has the option to stand back and fire. So with that being said, I'm going to move these guys a little bit, and we are going to end this video with my analysis of the Riptide. Let's get up here on him, and there we go. Alright, so for anyone who is interested in Tau, you may have looked already and saw what options there were. If you have been having a difficult time making a selection on what to purchase and what to put in your army, you can't go wrong with a Riptide. I know it can be a little bit cheese if you're running 3 of them, and GW, to be honest with you, did not give the Riptide, it didn't give players much of a reason to run the Riptide's alternate gun. This is the Ion Accelerator. It fires a blast template. That's that. The little circle there didn't really help. I think it's 5 inches. I think that's the diameter of it, something like that. Basically, it shoots a large blast template, which is AP 2, I think. And he doesn't have to worry about hurting himself when he does it unless he overcharges. The alternative weapon they gave him was basically a giant burst cannon that shoots a whole bunch of shots, but every shot he has a chance to hurt himself or something like that. It's just not that practical and doesn't do the damage that this thing can do. That weapon system aside, the smart missile systems, which I have on here, you can either have smart missile systems, pulse rifle, or fusion blasters. I went with these because they have the longer range, more shots, anti-cover, etc., which really makes it a little bit easier to keep him in the backfield and fire. In addition to that, he's a high toughness model, high wound model. He has the move, shoot, move mentality or ability that the Crisis Suits and the Stealth Suits also share, in addition to being able to benefit from several of the warrior options. and fulfill a variety of roles in your army. For example, this gun is great for taking out infantry. Again, if you run him in conjunction with the Pathfinders and use some marker lights, this gun right here can be devastating. It can take out huge amounts of models if it hits dead on and you've removed cover. It's strength 8 AP2, I believe. If it lands dead on, you're killing some stuff. And again, all three of these units and everything in the Tau army, they synergize so well with the Pathfinders. This guy's no exception. If you run him with the Pathfinders, he's going to dominate. The only downside, like the rest of the Tau, is you do not want to get him locked in melee unless it's an absolute last-ditch effort. Once he's locked in melee, a lot of models and units can keep him locked there the rest of the game. Even if they've sacrificed themselves and their effectiveness for the rest of the game, they've taken him and his big gun out. Now, from the points perspective, he's going to set you back pretty close to 200 points, more or less, depending on the gear that you put on him. But dollar for dollar and point for point, great addition to your army. If you are a new Tau player, he's going to definitely be a point sink. If you're in a slow grow league, he's going to take up a lot of points. He's going to really shine in lower point games. In higher point games, you're going to have more points to invest in his war gear as well as the rest of your army. When constructing your army list, if you do run with the Riptide, keep in mind that based on your weapon systems and support systems, as I said, he can fulfill a variety of roles. Anti-infantry with his pie plate. In addition to that, he can fire this as a standalone, I believe it's heavy 3 single shots, and if he's got the right war gear or systems, he can fire at flyers, which makes him a threat. Definitely an efficient model, definitely almost a must-have for the Tau army. I don't really believe in auto-includes, but if there is an auto-include in the Tau Codex, the Riptide is probably it. So, with that being said, guys, this will conclude my analysis of the Tau Codex and the Tau units. I hope that this has been somewhat informative. If I have missed something, maybe there's another Tau player out there that's wants to chime in and provide some information that I missed, feel free to do so in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video or this series, please like and subscribe. If this is the first video you're seeing, please go check my channel and take a moment to check out the rest of the Tau entries that I've analyzed. That being said, guys, I hope that you enjoyed. This has been a great experience going through this codex. I'm going to try and maybe go through the Codex Marine book, maybe do some more videos talking about tactics, not just unit reviews, and I definitely want to do something with the Tau and Space Marines as allies now that Space Marines has its 6th edition codex. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, happy wargaming.